You are a spiritual millionaire, not because of what rests in your hand, but because of what you believe in your heart. For true wealth begins with what you believe about yourself, and your belief is the gateway to every good and perfect gift. There is no outer condition that is more powerful than an inner conviction, and when you stand in the rich knowing that your supply comes from divine source, lack becomes an illusion and limitation fades like morning mist beneath the rising sun. You do not need to chase wealth. You need to align with it, to affirm it, to know it is already yours, pressed down and overflowing, waiting for your word to unlock the gate. Say it with the authority of one who walks with heaven's hand upon their shoulder. I am rich in divine substance. Abundance flows to me, through me, and for me. When you believe this, when you live this, you become this. You see, fear tells you there isn't enough, but faith reminds you that what is yours by divine right cannot be taken, delayed, or denied. If the mind fears poverty, the world reflects it. But if the soul declares abundance, life must yield it. I have said it before and I say it again, the subconscious mind accepts what it is told. And so it is told now that you are a magnet for prosperity, that money loves you, that opportunities find you, that blessings flow to you in avalanches of gold. Do not argue with appearances. Appearances lie. The truth is spiritual, and the spiritual law says that what you claim with unwavering faith must appear. For the spoken word backed by belief reshapes the universe itself. Let every doubt dissolve now like dust caught in sunlight. Loop this truth until it replaces the noising. I do not chase wealth, I radiate it. Let it become the melody of your days, the breath in your declaration, the fire in your footsteps. You were never meant to struggle. You were meant to believe. You were meant to know that wealth is not a result of force, but of alignment with divine principle. Say, I now draw from the universal bank of abundance. I cash the check of my faith. I spend freely, knowing I am eternally supplied. Every coin you spend in faith returns tenfold, and every act done in confidence moves the hand of heaven closer to your dream. The universe is not stingy. It is waiting for your confident command. Refuse to speak of lack. Refuse to bow to fear. Refuse to let the illusion of delay shake your inner knowing. You are wealthy because you believe you are, and you are safe because the universe honors your belief. Even when outer things look slow, even when the bank balance looks low, even when the evidence says, no, your spiritual account is always full, always overflowing, always waiting. And the moment you speak from faith and not fear, that account opens and the flow begins. So now you must act as if it is already done. Walk like wealth surrounds you. Think like the doors are already open. Dress, speak, pray, give and live as a spiritual millionaire. Feel it in your bones and in your breath. You must embody abundance to invite it in. This is not pretending, it is preparing. This is not fantasy, it is faith. It is the deep, unshakable knowing that what is mine by divine right is on its way, and I welcome it now with open hands and grateful heart. Loop this again and again until every cell of your body sings with it. Eek. Abundance is not something I hope for. It is something I am. It is a state of being, not just a state of receiving. And the moment you know it fully, you live it completely. So today, if fear knocks, answer with faith. If doubt whispers, drown it with declaration. If lack shows up, smile and say, you are not mine. I am a spiritual millionaire, and what is mine is on its way. Say it now, and say it loud. Everything I desire is already seeking me. I am in perfect harmony with the law of abundance. And with that, step boldly, give freely, trust completely, and know that the law never fails, the universe never forgets, and your faith is the currency that pays the way. You are not waiting for wealth. Wealth has been waiting for you to believe. You are not just a seeker of abundance. You are abundance itself, clothed in flesh, wrapped in light, encoded with divine intelligence, moving through this world with the authority of one who has inherited spiritual riches beyond calculation. Do not let appearances deceive you, for appearances are but the shadow cast by your former beliefs, and belief is the mold into which all of life is poured. Every lack you have perceived was born not of truth but of misalignment. A misalignment of thought, of vibration, of conviction. You must understand, dear one, you are not trying to become wealthy. You are uncovering the wealth that was always yours. You are not chasing prosperity. You are remembering it. You are not waiting on the world to give. You are learning how to receive what already stands at the door of your soul, ready to be welcomed in. So I say to you, clear the mental clutter, sweep away the dust of fear and doubt, and polish the mirror of your mind until it reflects only light. For light is your natural state, and abundance flows easily in the presence of light. You cannot attract what you do not believe you are worthy of. And so I ask you, what are you believing in this very moment? Are you believing in limitation, or are you believing in law? Are you feeding the story of lack, or are you choosing to affirm divine supply? Every affirmation is a seed, and your mind is the field. Speak lack and lack grows. Speak truth and truth blossoms. The law of prosperity does not pick favorites. It reflects the dominant frequency of your thoughts, your feelings, and your spoken word. Wealth, you see, is not a number in your bank account, it is a vibration in your being. It is a knowing so deep, so anchored, that the outer world cannot help but bow in obedience to your inner conviction. Every time you affirm, I am rich in mind, in heart, in spirit, the universe aligns to that declaration. Every time you declare, my supply is endless, my income is constant, my blessings are overflowing, you build the invisible bridge between spirit and matter. You create first within, and then you witness without. This is the golden law, the spiritual alchemy that turns invisible faith into visible provision. It does not come by toil alone, though right action is good. It comes by alignment. Alignment with your higher self, with your inner knowing, with the divine plan that has never stopped calling you forward. I tell you now, abundance is not earned. It is not achieved. It is reclaimed. You need not run to the world begging for your portion. Your portion was assigned long before you were born, stamped with your soul's signature, locked in the vault of your consciousness. What you seek is not out there. It is in here, and it waits only for your acceptance. So accept. Accept with joy, with gratitude, with certainty. Speak it aloud, speak it daily. Let every breath be an affirmation. Let every step be a declaration. I am a spiritual millionaire. I walk in wealth. I breathe in blessings. I radiate richness. Not because of what I own, but because of who I am. And who I am is one with the source of all. There is no shortage in the mind of God, and there shall be no shortage in my life, for my mind is joined to the infinite. Every fear that whispers, not enough, is a lie dissolving in the light of truth. I shine that light now, and I watch every shadow flee. You must remember that fear is only a shadow, and shadows vanish when you turn on the light. The light is your faith. The light is your word. The light is your knowing that what is yours by divine right cannot be blocked, cannot be delayed, cannot be denied. It comes in perfect timing, in perfect form, in perfect ease. It flows to you through the channels already chosen by Spirit, and when one door closes, it is only because a greater one is opening. A door painted in gold, framed by favor, marked with your name in spiritual ink. I have seen it time and again, those who dare to believe beyond what their eyes see, who declare their good boldly, who walk as if their prayers are already answered. They become magnets for miracles, not because they worked harder, but because they aligned deeper, not because they forced the outcome, but because they released control. You see, effort alone will exhaust you, but alignment will uplift you. When you align with truth, truth works for you. When you align with fear, fear multiplies. So choose wisely, for every thought you dwell on is a seed, and every seed bears fruit. You cannot plant worry and expect peace. You cannot speak scarcity and expect surplus. You cannot curse your finances and expect them to flourish. So I say this, bless what you have, bless what is coming, bless what seems delayed, and bless the supply that never dries. Declare, my wealth is spiritual first. My cup overflows, my income is constant. Money flows to me in rivers of ease. Every bill is paid before it arrives. Every need is met before it is spoken. I am richly supplied, divinely guided, and infinitely supported. Speak it not as hope, but as fact. Speak it with joy, and let your words rise like incense into the unseen, where they take root and return to you multiplied. You are a spiritual millionaire. It is not a metaphor. It is a reality you step into the moment you believe it. And belief is the door. The moment you open that door, lack must leave, fear must bow, struggle must fade, for abundance does not coexist with fear. It thrives where faith lives. And faith is not a feeling, it is a decision. It is a posture. It is the unwavering stance that says, even if I don't see it, I trust it. Even if I don't hold it yet, I know it's mine. And in that knowing, mountains move. In that knowing, opportunities come. In that knowing, money appears from unexpected places, doors swing wide open, and favor follows you like a loyal companion. You were never meant to live in lack. You were never designed for struggle. That is the world's story, not God's story. And you are here to rewrite the story. You are here to live the divine narrative, where miracles are normal, supply is endless, and your wealth is just an expression of your alignment with love, truth, and purpose. Let that be your rhythm. Not anxiety, but assurance. Not panic, but power. Not need, but knowing. Because once you know who you are and whose you are, you cannot be shaken. You walk different, you speak different, you attract different. And the universe responds to your certainty like an echo, bringing back to you what you send out with belief. So send out faith, not fear. Send out joy, not worry. Send out gratitude, not desperation. And all that you need, and more than you imagined, will find you right on time. There is no poverty in divine mind, and if you are connected to that source, then poverty cannot touch you unless you entertain it with your belief. For abundance is not something you chase, it is something you align with. And when you understand that, truly understand that, you will stop running after what already belongs to you. You will stop trying to earn what has already been declared yours by spiritual law. And you will begin to speak it into existence, breathe it into your being, and walk it with certainty. For you are not poor, you are not lacking, you are not forgotten. You are a spiritual millionaire, and that wealth flows from the inside out, not the outside in. And this is the truth that will dissolve your fear. For fear is only a shadow that blocks the light of faith. And if you speak faith, you cannot live in fear. And if you affirm truth, you cannot live in illusion. And if you repeat to yourself, I am divinely provided for, I am aligned with infinite supply, then the vibration of that truth rearranges your world, and every locked door begins to creak open, every delayed answer begins to rush forward, every withheld blessing begins to find its way to you. Because nothing can block what is divinely yours, and nothing can deny what you have claimed with the authority of your words, for your word is your wand, and your mind is the soil, and your belief is the sun that calls forth harvest of every affirmation you plant. And so you must not speak lack, for lack is a lie, and you must not affirm fear, for fear is not from the divine, and you must not call yourself broke, unworthy, undeserving, unlucky, for the universe listens, and your words become commands, and every time you say, it is coming, it is mine, it is done, the doors of heaven respond, not in resistance but in agreement, not in doubt but in certainty, and every delay begins to serve your growth instead of your doubt, and every obstacle becomes a stepping stone instead of a wall. And the more you speak it, the more you believe it, and the more you believe it, the more you see it, and the more you see it, the more it multiplies. For this is not a one-time ritual, this is a mindset, this is a way of being, this is a consciousness that must be cultivated daily. For every time fear knocks on your door, you must answer with faith, and every time lack whispers to you, you must answer with truth, and every time delay frustrates you, you must remember that divine timing is never late, never cruel, never mistaken, and you must breathe in the promise of spiritual wealth and exhale the illusion of material lack. For money is not your master, abundance is not your enemy, wealth is not evil when it flows through clean hands and pure hearts. And your alignment with divine law makes you a magnet for all that is good, all that is right, all that is meant for you. And if ever you feel doubt creeping in, if ever you feel unworthy, if ever you hear the voice of the world telling you it's not possible, you must pause, you must ground yourself. You must close your eyes and repeat, all that is mine by divine right is now released to me in perfect ways, under grace, and with ease. And the very vibration of that declaration sends out a ripple into the unseen, and that ripple gathers momentum, gathers energy, gathers resources, and returns to you not empty-handed but full, overflowing, abundant, pressed down and running over. For the universe does not respond to begging, it responds to knowing. And the moment you know who you are, truly know, is the moment heaven opens its windows and pours out what was always waiting to be claimed. And this truth, when repeated, becomes the antidote to your struggle, the cure to your scarcity, the solution to your waiting. For you were never waiting for abundance. Abundance was waiting for you to believe. You must realize, once and for all, that your riches are not in the bank. They are in your beliefs, and the moment you shift your consciousness from fear to faith, from striving to knowing, from scarcity to divine supply, you enter a new vibration, and in that vibration, things begin to happen that logic cannot explain. People begin to appear that effort could not attract. Doors begin to open that hustle could not force. Because the laws of spirit are not bound by time or toil or struggle. They respond to vibration, and your vibration rises the moment you speak in alignment with truth. And the truth is, you are not here to barely survive. You are here to overflow. You are here to create, to bless, to circulate divine good through every corner of your life. And when you see money as circulation, not possession, when you see wealth as an energy, not a thing, you release the tension around it and invite the flow in, and that is the secret. The flow, the circulation, the rhythm of giving and receiving, sowing and reaping, believing and becoming. For nothing you truly give in faith ever leaves your life, and nothing you lose in fear ever blesses your future. And so when you give joyfully, speak life over your seed, and say, I give, and knowing that all that is mine returns to me multiplied. And when you receive, receive without guilt, without shame, without apology. For the universe does not reward those who shrink. It rewards those who trust. And if you walk into every room with the energy of someone who knows that everything is working for their good, even if it doesn't look like it yet, that is when the entire atmosphere begins to shift, because your faith is contagious, and your alignment becomes magnetic, and every cell in your body begins to cooperate with the frequency of abundance. And when your heart is full of gratitude, not anxiety, then you have unlocked the formula. For gratitude is not just a feeling, it is a force, and that force sends a clear signal to the universe that you are already wealthy, already whole, already chosen. And from that place of knowing, things begin to flow to you that you didn't chase, didn't beg for, didn't stress over. And that is the divine plan. To bless you beyond what your hands can do, and raise you to a level where favor finds you and never leaves. And yes, some days will feel quiet, some days will feel delayed, but delay is not denial, silence is not absence, and stillness is not punishment. It is preparation. And when you speak the word even in the silence, when you declare prosperity even in the drought, when you hold the vision even in the fog, you prove yourself ready, and divine law cannot resist a ready soul, and so you must loop these truths into your every breath. I am a spiritual millionaire. I live in divine supply. All that is mine comes to me now. For repetition rewires reality, and every time you declare what is already yours by right, your world catches up to your spirit, and nothing can stop it. Not debt, not delay, not doubt, no fear, because you have already spoken it, and what has been declared with faith cannot be unmade by fear. And now you stand in this new space, this sacred space, where you no longer ask if you are worthy, for worthiness is not earned, it is recognized, and now you recognize it, and now you embody it, and now you let it overflow, and this is the abundance mindset. Not pretending, not forcing, but knowing that what is yours is always finding you, and what you give returns multiplied, and what you affirm becomes form. So affirm it again. Even now I am already wealthy, I am already aligned, I am already a spiritual millionaire, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can take that from me, because it was never given by the world, and what the world didn't give, it cannot take away. If you truly knew the wealth that already belongs to you in spirit, you would stop striving and start affirming. You would stop doubting and start declaring. For every thought you think is casting a mold, and the mold you hold in mind becomes the shape of your reality. So choose thoughts of abundance, speak words of increase, and walk as though the world is already yours, because spiritually it is. Your supply is not coming, it has already arrived, and the delay is only in your own recognition of it, for there is no shortage in divine mind, only abundance. Only endless streams of good flowing toward you like rivers that never dry, but fear dams the flow, worry interrupts the current, and doubt clouds the channel. So dissolve them with the light of faith. Break them apart with the power of knowing. And remember always that your belief is the gatekeeper of your blessing. So widen the gate, open the door, and say, I now receive lavish abundance from unexpected sources. I am a spiritual millionaire. I am rich in mind, rich in love, rich in peace, rich in purpose. And so, I am rich in form. And every time lack knocks, do not answer with panic, but answer with power, answer with praise. Answer with the knowing that nothing can block what is divinely yours. For the wealth of the universe is not earned by force. It is summoned by vibration, by faith, by alignment with the law of opulence. And the law of opulence is precise, unwavering, and unfailing, but it responds not to effort but to expectancy. Not to stress but to stillness. Not to grasping hands but to grateful hearts. So let go of the idea that you must strive to prove your worth, for your worth is already established. Your name is already written in the treasury of spirit, and the key to open the vault is in your mind. Your affirmations, your assumptions, your bold declarations, so say it again and again until your subconscious believes it. I walk in the riches of the infinite. I lack nothing. Everything I need is rushing toward me now. And let those words become your rhythm, your breath, your song, your soul's vibration. For the world reflects what you continually broadcast, so broadcast boldly, not with desperation, but with divine certainty, because the universe is not deciding whether or not to bless you. It already has, it already did, and it will again and again, the moment you stop resisting and start receiving. And resistance comes in many disguises: fear, guilt, shame, unworthiness. But none of them belong to you. They are illusions, inherited beliefs, mental shadows cast by the world. But you were born into spiritual royalty, and what is royal cannot be denied. So take off the garments of limitation, wear the robe of worthiness, crown yourself with truth, and remember, it is not arrogance to declare yourself rich. It is agreement with the truth of who you are in spirit. And truth is always your birthright, always your shield, always your sword. So speak it, live it, own it. And when old thoughts whisper, "Who are you to be wealthy?" you answer, "I am a child of the infinite. Wealth is my nature. Abundance is my vibration. Prosperity is my path." And that answer silences every lie. That answer breaks every chain, because poverty of the mind is the only poverty that exists. And once you shift your thoughts, your world must shift too, because thought is substance in seed form, and you have planted enough doubt. Now is the time to plant destiny, to sow success, to water your garden with praise, and watch how suddenly, how effortlessly, everything begins to bloom. Doors open where there were walls. Opportunities appear where there was silence, and you realize you never had to chase wealth. It was always chasing you, waiting for your permission, knocking at your door, asking only one thing: will you believe you're worthy of me? And now you say yes, now you say, I am ready, I am open, I am worthy. And when you say it, the heavens respond, because you have aligned yourself with divine law, and divine law never fails, never forgets, never falters, but always fulfills itself. Always returns your words multiplied. So make your words rich, make your thoughts wealthy, and you will find yourself walking through life with a sense of inner luxury. Because wealth is not the amount in your account. It is the attitude in your spirit, the clarity in your vision, the peace in your soul. And when you carry that wealth within, the outer must match it, the physical must reflect the spiritual, for as within, so without, as above, so below. And now, everything is aligning because you are aligning. Everything is opening because you are opening. And as you walk forward with the confidence of one who knows the law, remember this, Ali: you are never waiting on your good. Your good is waiting on you, waiting on your command, waiting on your trust. And you command not by begging, but by believing, not by pleading, but by proclaiming. So speak now with divine boldness: my wealth is here, my supply is full, I am supported, I am guided, I am richly rewarded. And every time you speak, the world must rearrange itself to reflect your truth, for the law of compensation is always working, the law of faith is always responding, and the law of divine supply is always flowing. And you, beloved, are the open channel, the chosen vessel, the living magnet of all that is good, all that is needed, all that is destined to be yours, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can block what is divinely yours. You are a spiritual millionaire, not because of what rests in your bank, but because of what rests in your belief. And belief is the soil in which all abundance grows. Your words are your seeds, your faith is the water, and your divine expectancy is the sunlight that brings the unseen into bloom. Every day, say this to yourself: my riches are manifesting now by divine law. Speak it with power, speak it with authority. For the law hears not your doubt but your declaration. And so we do not speak from poverty, we speak from wealth. Even if the world sees lack, we speak supply. Even if the door looks closed, we say, it is opening for me in perfect timing. This is the millionaire mindset, not one of hoarding but of holy circulation. You are not waiting for riches to come. They are already yours in spirit, and you are aligning with them in mind. There is no need to chase what is chasing you. When you know who you are in divine truth, you do not beg the universe. You instruct it with faith. You do not plead for crumbs. You prepare the table, for your cup runneth over. Let us loop back again to what we know, that your word is your wand, and you have already waved it. Every spoken truth, every affirming sentence, every refusal to agree with fear. These are acts of wealth creation, not forced through effort, but flowed through alignment. And what you align with must come. That is law. If your subconscious holds fear, worry, or unworthiness, then your outer world will reflect that confusion. But when you bath the mind in truth, when you affirm daily that you are the here to infinite supply, then the outer world must obey. And so again I ask you, dear soul, what do you believe about yourself? Not what did others say, not what the world said, not what your past tried to write, but what do you now claim as truth? If you say, I am rich in ideas, rich in wisdom, rich in opportunities, then watch how life mirrors back new doors. If you affirm, unexpected income flows to me constantly, then you will notice the channels opening. When you release the lie that must earn through struggle, and replace it with the truth that you prosper through alignment, your entire energy shifts. The vibration of lack cannot remain in the atmosphere of faith. This is a spiritual law, not a motivational phrase. The divine cannot withhold what it has already given. It is not stingy. It is not selective. It responds not to effort but to alignment. The moment you release resistance, the moment you surrender doubt, the moment you choose faith, things begin to move. Miracles become normal. serendipity becomes structure. And so I loop you back to this truthing. Abundance is not something you chase, it's something you claim. Say it again and again. I am a spiritual millionaire. I am divinely supplied. I am aligned with overflow. These words are not fantasy. They are fuel. They carry the energy of truth, and when spoken consistently, they overwrite every lie planted in your subconscious. Your childhood may have told you scarcity. The world may have said not enough. But the divine whispers, always more. And so you must choose which voice to believe. Do you believe in fear or faith? Do you bow to appearances or truth? If fear knocks, answer with a blessing. If doubt enters, speak affirmation louder. When a bill arrives, do not panic, praise. This is proof that circulation is alive in my life, and I bless this payment as a doorway to greater increase. You must become a master at mentally interpreting life through the lens of abundance, even before you see the evidence, for evidence always lags behind affirmation. Say this aloud: my good is on its way now. It is coming swiftly, under grace, and in perfect form. That sentence alone, repeated daily with conviction, is more powerful than 10 hours of overthinking. You are a spiritual millionaire because you understand this truth that money is a symbol, but belief is the source. You can lose money and still be rich, but if you lose faith, you lose the foundation. Therefore, guard your faith as your true fortune. Speak words of wealth when no one else does. Bless your current situation, however humble, for it is the launchpad to greatness. Everything is temporary, but divine supply is eternal. Keep looping this within yourself. Affirmation, repetition, alignment. That is the trade of transformation. Every time you affirm, you reprogram. Every time you repeat, you reinforce. Every time you align, you attract. You are not poor. You are powerful. You are not stuck. You are staging for success. Nothing can withhold what is divinely yours. No force, no timing, no obstacle, no opposition. You are not at the mercy of outer events. Outer events are shaped by your inner reality. That's why you must speak to them, not react to them. You do not wait for things to change before you affirm and then things change. This is spiritual law, and spiritual law is exact. There is no partial reward for partial belief. There is only full demonstration when you stand in full conviction. And so, I call you back to your center. Are you speaking lack? Or are you declaring wealth? Are you echoing the world? Or are you declaring truth? Your tongue holds the keys to the kingdom, and every word is either opening or closing the gates. Do not speak what you fear. Speak what you are claiming. Instead of, I can't afford it, say, it is on its way. Instead of, I always lose, say, I am winning in ways I cannot yet see. Instead of, never get a break, say, breakthroughs are already unfolding. And let every spoken truth be anchored in gratitude. Gratitude is the fertilizer of your wealth garden. When you thank the universe before the blessing comes, you prove your faith is real. And when your faith is real, the law is activated. The divine cannot resist a grateful heart. Say often, thank you for the riches that are flowing to me now. Thank you for unseen doors opening. Thank you for ideas, allies, and opportunities lining up for my good. You are no longer waiting, dear one. You are receiving, you are magnetizing, you are demonstrating. The shift has begun, not outside, but within. Keep looping the truth, feeding your faith, correcting your inner speech, and you will soon see what you always knew deep down. That you were never poor, you were powerful. That you were never blocked, only blind. That you were never denied, just being divinely prepared. Your supply is infinite. Your source is eternal, and your mindset is the key to unlock it all. You are a spiritual millionaire, believe it, speak it, live it, and now act on it. Walk like the wealthy, think like the blessed, give like the overflowing, and speak like the master you are becoming. For in the spiritual realm, your words are your wand, and your fortune is already forming. You do not chase abundance. You align with it, and it rushes in. For what is yours by divine right does not delay, detour, or disappear. It simply waits for you to rise to meet it. And so I tell you today that your richest reality begins the moment you no longer beg the world for crumbs, but instead sit at the feast of faith knowing your spiritual bank is full, overflowing, eternal, and secure. And when fear whispers, you'll never have enough, you must boldly declare, I already have all I need. Because in the invisible realm, your every need is already met, your every desire already formed, your every miracle already blooming. And it is only the shadow of disbelief that clouds your vision, so step into the light of your own truth, affirm daily, and without hesitation. I am a spiritual millionaire, and everything I need flows to me easily, joyfully, and on time. And repeat that until it is not just an idea but a vibration that radiates from you like sunlight through the branches of an early morning forest. Because the law of prosperity is not emotional, not negotiable, and not forgetful. It is precise, mathematical, and eternal. And it always returns what you expect deep in your heart. So cleanse your heart of lack, dust off the mirror of your mind, and reflect nothing but wealth, worth, and wonder. Because the universe does not speak in dollars. It speaks in clarity, in faith, in energy, in expectancy. And when you truly believe something is already yours, it must appear. It has no choice. It is law. And that's why you must stop planting seeds of doubt and start harvesting the crops of certainty, affirming with deep trusting. Do not earn my good. I accept it. For the moment you believe abundance is hard, you push it away. But when you believe it's natural, it flows in like a golden tide, blessing everything in its path. And that includes your bank account, your body, your business, and your being. So do not apologize for wanting to thrive. It is divine, it is designed, and it is deserved. And if the voice of lack rises, gently remind it, you are not the truth. My truth is overflow. My truth is wealth. My truth is grace. And as you walk with this mindset, doors open, people appear, opportunities arrive, and synchronicities align like golden threads weaving your destiny into reality. And if doubt returns, you loop it again, say it again, believe it again. Abundance is not a reward. It is my birthright. And then move through your day as if it is already yours, because that is the great secret. My dear, the mindset must lead before the material appears. The inner reality must be certain before the outer world can catch up. And the more you lean into that knowing, the faster it flows, for the spiritual millionaire does not wait to see it before they believe. They believe, and then they see, and that is how heaven touches earth.